We believe that opinion of yours was in the mud, but let me tell you something. Chelsea are in the mud, blood. Because what is going on there? Oscar Majuzzi. Yeah.
Peter, what topic should we start at?
Oh, how long have you got, Robin? That's what I would love to know.
What a week in West London.
What I want to know is because Oscar's defended his football club for years, for weeks, for months on end, right? Especially the defending, because I've been the first to discuss the defending, and he doesn't want to talk about it. But what I saw,
what we're not going to do is
let me finish. What, Oscar? I want you to talk about Wesley Fofana's attempt at defending for Anthony Gordon's goal. Because let me tell you something right now, it was the epitome of Chelsea Football Club this season, or if not in the last couple of years. The goal, if you guys get the chance, go back and watch that Newcastle goal, because it looks quite bog standard and simple, but you have to look at what lack of effort, lack of ethic, lack of work ethic, lack of morals that took place to lead up to that goal. There's no pride whatsoever. There's none. Newcastle United at home. Oscar, take it away.
It's funny you mentioned Wesley Fofana, but to be honest, there was a myriad of problems with that goal, and they don't start with Wesley, but they definitely end with him. I think Livramento takes the ball out in the middle, no pressure. Palmer is the number 10. He's supposed to be closing him down. He's like, nah, that ain't me. That ain't my job. I'm not doing that. Then Reece James is in midfield, but he's deeper, occupying the space that Chalobah has vacated. Chalobah's in no rush to get back to his spot. No rush whatsoever. Reece James just lets the runner go. Through ball. They're in behind us within 5 seconds flat. Disgusting football.
Worse.
And then Anthony Gordon is behind Wesley Fofana. He's looking at Wesley Fofana. He runs past Wesley Fofana. He runs beyond him. Now, one of the attributes of Wesley Fofana is at top speed. The guy's pretty quick, but he had no awareness. And what do I tell you about Chelsea every single week? I don't have a problem when players don't have the talent, but when they're dumb, when they're stupid, when they don't think with their brains, that's when you get this kind of defending. So in a game where Chelsea were actually very, very dominant, we let Newcastle go 1-0 up. And from the moment a team goes 1-0 up at Stamford Bridge, we have probably one of the worst home forms in the league this season. We're not scoring. It's very, very easy to shut us out. You put 2 banks of 4 there, and we're just not creating enough to break it down. Chelsea perform much better on a bigger pitch with space for the wingers to run into and all of that. When we're at home and you sit deep, you saw it against Sunderland this season. You saw it against Burnley this season. You've seen it time and time again. Chelsea just struggle to break down teams for a lack of creativity. I think that's all I need to say on Saturday. I don't think I need to say much more on Saturday.
Sorry. Let's start with pre-match.
Sorry.
Did you see what took place pre-match?
Huh?
Did you see what took place pre-match?
Are you talking about the halftime huddle? Is that what you're talking about?
Halftime. It was the start of the game.
It was the halftime huddle.
Was it not? Was it? I thought it was the start of the game. I thought it was kickoff.
It was second half. Came out for the second half.
Okay, second half. Mr. Paul Tierney, what's he doing in the middle of the huddle?
I don't understand. I don't understand why. First of all, this story became a story, and it really, really annoyed me because I think sometimes the media are just like, they're the least important part of football, right? We are the fans. We're somewhat important. The players are probably the most important. The players in the club, right? But there's hierarchies of what's important, isn't it? The club comes first, then maybe the managers, then maybe the owners.
Yeah.
Players, fans are the top 2. The least important in all of this is the media, and I think they just generate clicks off nonsense consistently, because who cares? Chelsea players huddle around the ball to do our huddle. Who gives the monkeys? Chelsea been doing it for the past 3 weeks.
But you never do it. It's your first time.
Listen, you're not paying attention.
They've done that a couple times.
At the centre circle, they've huddled around the centre circle.
my point. This is exactly my point. We did it against PSG. We've done it for the past like 4 games. Yeah, we've done it recently. It was specifically after the Arsenal game when Rosinia had that issue with you lot in our half or something. I don't know why I had a problem with it. But
it's the whole kind of thing. Like again, I agree with you. It's more or less for me. It's silly. From that side of opinion, I don't really see the point of it.
Yeah,
man, I don't know you. Whatever. It's a non-issue. It's a non-story.
Non-issue.
But the issue is off the back of him specifically, your manager complaining about things that didn't really matter, like Arsenal in training might be a player in their half to collect the ball. When he does that, and he's one talking, doing more dumb stunts. Again, like I said, my opinion, I agree. They're not tampering with the ball or like force. You know what I mean? It's not, but because of how he is and how he spoke to do that, post that. It looks a bit mad, and this is why it's easy pickings. Like I said, I agree. If the media wants to, they could just kind of ignore it. They could do one small thing about it and leave it after that, and they'll keep doing it. And I don't know what the hell the ref was doing in the middle of that. That's a different.
How about they have some flipping pride in their careers? I'm looking at you. How about you write about something worth writing about?
Journalists are grinding. It doesn't matter.
I can't lie.
No, but
absolutely nothing. Adrian, let me ask you a question. When you watched that clip of Chelsea huddling and Paultini in the middle, did you see a Newcastle player there? Were any Newcastle players complaining about Chelsea being in a huddle? No, because no one gives a monkeys.
They're focused on winning the game.
It's not a flipping story.
But did the referee tell your players to move away from the ball?
Why was he in the middle?
I think
because I always thought the referee was in the middle. I always thought the referee was at the kickoff.
He wanted to stand with the ball. The Chelsea players wanted to be on both sides of the pitch.
Stand his authority.
What we won't really know is why they need to do it around the ball. Can't I just do a huddle?
To respect the ball. Didn't you hear the explanation?
Yes, Peter, you hit the nail on the head. Like, let's not skip over Liam Rosinia. The guy's been in the job for a couple of months, and it's utter drivel after utter drivel after utter drivel. If it's not respecting the ball, they're doing kumbaya around the flipping centre circle. If it's not that, he's eulogizing at the fact that we've gone from yellow balls to white balls. If it's not that, he's telling us what the word manage means, or he's building frigging Lego pieces.
And did you hear the cheek after the game?
It's a circus.
AD, let's continue that one. Did you hear what he said after the game? After his 1-0 defeat to Newcastle? He said the referee should be paying attention on his job.
Imagine that.
Wait, hang on. And he's not going to get reprimanded for that, by the way. Yeah? They're not going to touch him. The FA is not going to touch him for saying that the referee shouldn't focus on that. He should be focusing on his job. At the penalty decision,
I got kicked in the box.
Listen, guys, if Rosinia does not get a retrospective ban, God knows. God knows. You can't talk like that to a referee.
You're such a little snitch.
I'm a job's worth. When our manager, what do you mean? It's not about Oscar. Every manager, I've seen every manager get punished for less. Your manager come out and said he should have focused on his job. I've seen managers get done for less. You see what Guardiola was in the stands for? Because of a ludicrous decision that took place at Newcastle. He popped. Did you see Mikel on Saturday, by the way? There was a moment where Mikel was going to run on the pitch and spear the referee for a dubious decision. Yeah. Mikel called the referees a disgrace at Newcastle, and they didn't even reprimand him because they knew he was a disgrace.
Wait, Peter, come on.
Adrian, you see who Peter
is? You lost me there. Still.
How have I lost you?
Because
wait there, AD. How have I lost you, AD? Go on.
No, Oscar's going to explain.
You made a point about how everybody gets reprimanded for things, so Liam Rosinia should get reprimanded. Yeah. And then now you just gave us an example of when Oscar didn't get reprimanded.
Oscar, did you see what happened in the Newcastle game? No, this is the thing. No. This is the thing. If Mikel is talking about a situation that was complete BS, and we saw it in HD, we saw it in 4K. We saw it where we've got Hawkeye lines and they can't even tell us if the ball is in or off play. We're seeing players getting fouled in the penalty area. This is why Gabriel has been doing that nonsense in the box ever since. Because ever since then, he thought, hang on a minute, this is what we're going to be doing. If that's how we're going to allow this to take place. The point I'm talking about Rosinia is, the point in the conversation we were talking about with Rosinia was the fact that he is not focusing on what's at hand, and instead he's talking about the referee. It was what AD was soliloquy about Rosinia's nonsense since he's joined the club. This is just another tally to add to it. Let Rosinia actually be right. Let Rosinia actually be right for once. He might have a case. Guess what? In every single one of these farcical comments, he's looked like a moron because he's wrong in each and every single one of them.
You're falling for it again. You're falling for it all
falling for what? No one's falling for nothing.
You are, and I'll tell you why. Because you said instead of focusing on the game, bro, he answered about 7 questions on the game. You didn't give him.
He didn't have to. He said what he said. The referee should focus on the penalty decision. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem.
So now it's a problem when a manager comes out after a game and says, "Hang about, we should have had a penalty." Is that a problem to talk about?
When they're asking about what your thoughts on the situation that was asked about him was the whole nonsense with your players around the. Let me finish. When the whole nonsense about standing around the ball, his reply was, it was not about being disrespectful. It was about us respecting the ball, and the referee should have focused on his job. Is he all right? Is he all right? Is he all right? Oscar, turn it in. You know what's funny? You're falling for his nonsense. You're falling for him. You're falling for his nonsense. You're defending it.
Come out on this podcast and criticize Rosenior before.
You're defending him now. You're saying we're all falling for it. You're saying we're all falling for it.
I would never defend that. I would never defend that man's tactics. I look at how open Chelsea play and I comment on it and criticize it all the time. But what I don't like is the fact that the second Liam Rosenior got the job at Chelsea, people scoured his media interviews and said, this guy's a bit of a clown. Now, every week...
And he's been a clown since. He's been a clown at Chelsea since. He's been a clown at Chelsea since.
You said it. Every week, there's a new comment that comes out that is supposed to be this hilarious or outrageous thing. And I'm looking at it at face value, and I'm like, he said Chelsea should have had a penalty.
Aging Men was his first one. Aging Men was his first one. He had no leg to stand on.
Strasbourg 3 years ago.
He's not having a leg to stand on.